What's up, everyone? It's Justin Sarachik, and we are back with the CHH-ish Podcast, episode 6. And we got a special one today because I'm inviting some of my media friends, Holy Culture, Trackstarz, Proper XL. I see them in here already. So let's get it popping. This is going to be a good one. Let me just get the description in here and we'll get it going. CHH-ish Podcast with a bunch of CHH Media and some people that I know and have worked with. So very excited to be doing this. All right, let's see. All right, I think we're all here. All right, I've pressed accept. Here we go.
What's good?
What's good? Who we missing? Oh, there we go. All right, I did it. I was successful. Hey, we got a switch up. We were supposed to get Ryan.
Call the audible.
Yeah.
You got the man himself.
He missed out. So you guys are a lot closer to the camera. Let me get myself closer. And Proper XL are international men of mystery. They've never been seen before.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Right.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, wow.
So
That's dope to know.
Yeah. So you're not gonna rock the mask. Just wear the mask and a hat so you can't see.
Man, that's honestly a good idea. Maybe on the next one I'll be ready.
I don't know if this is gonna happen again.
Right.
This might be a one and done thing. We got to see how it goes.
You got DJ Jeremiah in the house. You know how hard that is?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Ryan, but Jeremiah might start a fight or something.
He's that guy.
All right.
I'm coming to love, Justin. I'm coming to love, man. I'm coming to love.
No, we're all good here. We're all good here. All right, everybody who's tuning in, welcome. This is pretty dope. I'm really excited about this, and I'm glad everybody said yes. So we have Rapzilla, Holy Culture, Trackstarz, Proper XL. I've worked with each of you before, spoken to you each before. Proper XL team, I have not met you guys in person, but we've spoken before, emailed, DM'd. So I thought it'd be really cool to just get everyone together and just have a conversation about media within our space. And it's CHH-ish, kind of podcast. So we're covering media within the sphere, and it's also my show, so I can make up the rules as I go. But let's go around. First of all, the man behind Holy Culture. Why don't you introduce yourself first? Who you are, what you do, and a little synopsis of everything that Holy Culture encompasses.
Sure. James Rousseau, a.k.a. Trig, CEO of Holy Culture, founder of the Quilling Solution. Holy Culture falls underneath the Quilling Solution, which is Legally Quilling Ministries. Our whole desire is to empower people to reach their potential. We do that through helping people build self-efficacy, focusing on faith, arts, vocation, and education. Been at this for, 20 years. Yeah, bro. So that's me.
All right, let's go directly down to Trackstarz.
How you guys doing? I am DJ Jeremiah, representing 1/3 of the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner. We've been doing Christian hip hop, and we saw the transition from holy hip hop to gospel rap to Christian hip hop and everything. So we've been doing this since like 2006. Been in the media game for so long, and then also just doing other stuff to help the CHH community. So from Nectar, we've had our single maximizer when people come and want help with their singles and stuff. So we've been doing this for quite some time, and we've seen people. We've helped so many people in this genre. We've seen different movements in this genre. So yeah, we've been here for more than 15 years. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we're happy to be a part of this.
All right, and let's go Proper Excel.
Hey, what's up, Justin? Yeah, Proper Excel. We've been doing this for since last year, actually, 2000, not last year, 2022. Basically, we're just a media outlet. We partner with a lot of different artists, all sizes of artists, small, medium, bigger artists, to just uh, whatever they're doing, we wanna partner with them and help them make whatever they're doing bigger, if possible. But like I said, we've just been here for a couple years, man. So it's really awesome to just be here with the three of y'all.
So
Dope, man. Good to meet you, man.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I definitely wanted Proper Excel here too because they're the new kids on the block. We're the we're the old vets in the game. But it's cool to have some like fresh people in there, and Excel, like you guys have grown very quickly in the last
Mad
like
quick.
year and a half, and I'm watching the numbers go up, and I'm like, gee. So let me kick it off with that. Like, what was the expectations when you started the page, and could you believe that you've grown as quickly as it's gone?
So it's actually been really exciting. When we started, I'll be real, like I didn't expect for things to blow up like that. The first year,
Wait,
we
hold
didn't.
up a sec. Who do we
I'm
know?
hearing
Know
like an
who's
echo.
do we know who's feeding that?
I'm muted, so it's not me.
oh, let me see. Let me mute myself. I'm sorry.
Test, test, test.
Yeah,
We good? Okay.
yeah, we're good. All right, start. I'm sorry. Start again.
Okay, yeah. So, like, I'll be real, I'm not gonna front. It's like we did not expect to grow this fast. But the first year was just trying, it was trial and error period. Just trying different things. We just wanted to do something dope for the culture. You know what I'm saying? And by God's grace, we've identified our brand, who we are, and we've just been consistent, and just trying different things, working with all different types of artists, um, and just growing as a team too, because everything that we do, like I really can't do it by myself. So we do have a team of five, and we all just do different things. You get what I'm saying? Because I know that I can't do everything myself. You get what I'm saying? And but I've been able, by God's grace, to identify strengths in other people, strengths that I don't have, and just reaching out and asking them to partner with us, and yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's great. I know just with conversations that I've even had with Trig too, that it's just like that whole mentality of, yeah, like we can't do this by ourselves, but we're kind of doing this by ourselves. Like everyone in this space can sort of relate to that, especially within the media space where you're just trying to grow something, but it's kind of on you to grow this thing. And if you're the person overseeing it, you're relying on like volunteers or contributors, or maybe you don't have the most consistent people around. So I mean, my second question, we could start this off from the Trackstarz point of view, and we'll say media is hard and thankless. Couple that with dealing with CHH artists, directly a lot of times in our case. um why do we do this? What makes you keep doing this? And there's just so much.
I think for us, man, I know it's gonna be cliche to say, but Jesus, like really, like for us, we see him like, yo, when we first started, we seen the need. You know what I mean? Starting in the 2000s was different than starting now. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Proper Excel for that was amazing. Like you guys got a group, and that's amazing to start off. I mean, we started off with kind of like that. First to be completely honest, how it really started was Ryan and Sean had it first, And then I was the third person to join them. So they were looking for good Christian music, because at this time we were DJs on a radio station in the AUC in Atlanta. So before I came, they were just playing like K Joe and Lecrae, and then they go back and forth between those two CDs. And then I came and did that, and man, ever since that, I just came and brought my expertise and just artists at the time that was out, and just helping them with that. And then we just kind of kept it going and kept it rolling and kept it moving. And just to say that, man, just to think about our need in this space. We met so many artists, man. We've seen so many artists start at the bottom and now are like climbing their way up to bigger and better things in this genre. So I think we were here, man, to help the artists, but then also have conversation. I think we talked a lot about those conversations we've had on our shows, where we've had artists come to us and start talking about like, hey man, thank God for y'all. Y'all don't know how many conversations y'all had that really helped my walk. And these is like artists saying this to us, and we was just blown away about it. So I would say, of course, the music. Of course, Jesus, the music, but then also the real conversations that can make people go, man, I didn't really think about that, or man, that's a challenge for me. So if they're saying it could be done in my walk, then I can do it too. So yeah.
I think. Oh, wait, you wanna mute Jeremiah?
Okay.
I think that's super dope, because all of us can attest to that, right? Where we post an artist and maybe that's the first time that they've ever been on any kind of platform, and their like joy and happiness towards that is kind of infectious to you, right? Like it encourages you, like, yo, I just made somebody's day, I just changed somebody's life. And then you see that artist grow, and like each of us every year put out a list of who we think is up next, or freshman, or the future, or whatever. And the years go by, and then you're like, wow, like 5 years ago, we put no big deal on a list, and now no big deal is a big deal. And, things like that. I think that it's, so amazing to see. And it's kind of like that testament that encourages you to just keep going. What about you, Trig?
What was the question? How we got started, or why we do this, right?
Yeah. Why, with such a thankless industry, dealing one-on-one with artists, why do you keep being a crazy person and doing this?
you see how you underscore thankless? Nah, not too dissimilar from DJ Jeremiah. I got started, man, back in, like I said, 20 plus years ago. And for me, just a kid growing up in North Philly, you see a lot of things that aren't helpful. You start figuring your way out, and sometimes you struggle with a bunch of different things, and then you start to make some glimmer of success, right? And you go, man, it seems like people refer to me as special. Why special? Why is that not expected? You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it was really, man, a lot of it was birthed out of wanting to figure out how to create an environment for people to succeed, coupled with then, meeting Christ. And during my time of meeting Christ, when I was still kind of on the fence, I was still producing a lot of secular music, man. I met the Cross Movement, who just was a healthy confrontation. One of them, fanatic, who still praying for my bro. Man, confronted me in a healthy way, and I really then got immersed in Christian hip hop. And then as I got immersed in that, I was still living a corporate life, working at large institutions. And the thing that jumped out to me was, man, it feels like there could be more infrastructure there that could help it grow, because it's definitely a viable way to introduce Jesus to youth, young people, hip hop lovers. But man, it feels like there's some need for infrastructure. And I was working with Vic Padilla, the founder, Holy Culture, man, and we just started trying a number of different things, from podcasts to radio to launching the website. And, here we are 20 years later, still trying new things.
Yes.
Right. And so I think that's what does it for me. Similar to DJ Jeremiah, man, loving Jesus and knowing that Jesus is the way for everyone, and doing everything we can to make his name known across the world, bro.
Dope. And real quick, before we go to Proper XL, I just want to say, I see everybody in the comments. I don't like touching the phone and interacting, because I'm traumatized, because I had an 1.5-hour interview once that I started like hitting comments and replying to things, and I lost the whole interview. I
Wow.
don't touch the phone, but I see all of y'all. So thank you, thank you for the emojis in the comments. All right, Proper XL, what
Uh,
you got for us?
I love that question, Justin. I really do because, um, man, like Christian hip hop, like God used Christian hip hop to like change my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, the first time that I heard a Christian hip hop song, like I was, I was very far from God, and I could not believe that God was speaking my language, which was hip hop. And the impact that that had on me just opened my life up to God. You know what I'm saying? Um, and ever since then, man, like I feel almost indebted for the tool that God used, and that's why we're here. That, that's why we're here.
Yeah, no, this is great, man. All right, how about this? And we'll start with you, Proper XL, since you're just talking. How do you draw the line between professionalism and artist relationships? Like, we're all very tight knit. We see each other at functions and events. And then even with that, like, how do you cover a controversy? Because you might see this person face to face. They might not be happy with something that you said.
Well, the really good thing about that for us is that we're faceless. So when we go out to the community, like nobody, I mean, people know like our staff. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't go around saying, "Hey, my name's Eric with Proper Excel." Do 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 do. You get what I'm saying?
You're the
Like
smartest
I see.
person here. All of our experience, with the three of us combined, and then you guys, you're the smartest one on here. But go ahead.
So that's really cool. You get what I'm saying? But I also see how some artists treat me who don't know that I'm a part of Proper Excel. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that kind of so yeah, so that's that right there. That's what's cool about just being a faceless brand, right? But also when it comes to controversy, we try not to cover a lot of controversy. It's just we do at times because shout out to the crew, man. They've been missing, so it's like, man, sometimes somebody's got to do a job. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So it just that just doesn't align very well with our brand because our brand is very celebratory. Like we
Yeah.
celebrate, um, and that's you hear what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, so that's also a big pro is that we also just we're not very combatant towards artists. When we do, I'm kind of straying a little bit from the conversation, but we always try to keep our interactions with artists professional. Like I know that some artists are very friendly, but it's just we always like to leave that barrier to where it's like, hey, we're cool and we're here to serve you, but at the same time, we don't get too personal with people.
Yeah. No, it definitely makes sense. It does complicate things. Like I've told artists before, like, man, I'm begging you, please never do something so dumb that I have to write about it or I have to talk about it because I really like you and I'm gonna have to do it and you're not gonna be happy and I'm probably not gonna be happy about it either. But like that's how we serve our audiences, right? Our communities. We have to keep them informed, let them know what's happening. Uh, Trig, what do you got for this?
You know, it's funny, man. We're not too dissimilar from Proper XL. We try to shine a light on things that are going to be encouraging and edifying. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So if we can cover a story and figure out how to highlight the learning moment from it, then we'll cover it. But I'll be honest, man, I don't feel obligated to cover everything.
Yeah,
We're really, really focused on more building of infrastructure as opposed to being a quote unquote news outlet. Like if you were to categorize us, that's not what I would say. I wouldn't say we're
yeah,
necessarily a news outlet. We don't. That's not my aspiration to cover all news. More of how do we cover I think what's going to be beneficial news, as well as how we building something that's going to serve as many people as possible.
yeah. Awesome, man.
Now to your point of personal and professional, that happens, bro. I mean, it just happens. No matter what you do, some folks feel like you didn't cover their stuff, you missed their piece, you didn't highlight it in the way you could. And listen, man, I'm like, one of the good things is knowing thyself. You know what I mean? I know me. I'm an INTJ on the Myers-Briggs. I over-index in empathy, so I tend to talk to cats and try to help them understand where we are. I'm not hard to reach, which is probably problematic to a certain degree, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but I also emphasize that we do have processes in place. You do what I mean? And I try to put on our site in different places that you can read why that may have happened, you know, contextually, what we're looking for, what we're not looking for, etc.
Yeah.
So try not to leave a lot of guesswork.
Yeah. Most of the answers to an artist question can just be found on the page that they're trying to get to,
Absolutely.
or just by sending the email. Yeah, a lot of good points between the both of you. Jeremiah, what about you?
Well, we do post like entertainment news, press release, and stuff like that. I think when we may retweet somebody say, have a conversational piece like, you know, what do you guys think about this? A Trackstarz question of the day type of vibe. But I will say this: we have a lot of artists. I'm seeing a lot of artists come through. I think to me personally, if you post something, I may use it in an entertainment report. You know what I mean? I may talk about it and we may have a discussion about it. But it's not like I think Triggs kind of said something about like helping people. We want to see people get helped. You know what I'm saying? We want to see people, even if we talk about it, they can hear our response. So even if it's a correction, it's still a lovely correction. It's not like gossip. Like, Sean Tanner is very good at like, hey y'all, we can't talk about that, or, of course the Lord speaking on hearts, like, no, don't speak on that. But I think also we just like to have conversations about stuff because I think sometimes conversation helps people. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know what's going on with that person and they say something, I may even, say to myself, like, okay, I can't speak about that. You know what I mean? Well, in our entertainment report, I can't speak about that. They're going through something, and I've been praying for them, so I can't speak about that. So I just say, I think it's wisdom to know who to post and what they're posting about. You know what I'm saying? Do we, like I said, do we have conversational starters? Of course, shout out to our guy Crispy who helps us run our pages and stuff, and he may have stuff where he sees something and go, hey man, that's a great conversational starter. Mm-hmm. But overall, we try our best not to be like going on people and all this other stuff. So I think that's the thing. But then also I would say, like you said, going to Flavor Fest or going to these events and you see the people that you have a conversation with or you do a line for line with, and people are like, hey man, I didn't like the way you did that, or I didn't like this or whatever. It's just a conversation. It's just like, okay, so why didn't you like? What didn't you like about what we did? Well, you didn't put this thing. I'm like, okay, we got you next time. You know what I mean? And they be like, oh, okay, bro, that's all good. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it really is for on our part. You know what I mean? And if somebody have any other situations, they get in contact, and we try to help people and just help them out any way they can. Or if they have a dispute, we try to get back to them as soon as possible. So yeah, I think that's the thing. And I think you can be friends, but I think as the media, you still have to separate that line. You could be like, yo man, I support you. We could top it up all the time. I get DMs of artists all the time, like, hey man, I got this coming out. Make sure you But at the same time, you still have to have that a little distance so you can keep your relationship pure. So it's not just, because I like having good relationships with artists or talking to artists. And yeah, I just think you just have to have a balance with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Hey,
I think
Justin,
yeah.
I just want to add one point to that too. That if I could, the other thing I would say is, you got Holy Coach like corporate voice, but then we've got 18 shows on the station. You know what I mean? And so the only thing I would add is, I think they would agree with me on this. I don't overly censor those shows, right? So the way they cover news and whatnot could be different than the corporate voice, so to speak. I mean, the way Focus and Dice Gamble may cover it during the morning show, and then Rain of Day, and then King Size and Wado at night, right? They're going to cover these different topics from their own point of view and then their own voice as well. So I think that's a big part of what makes up kind of the fabric of Holy Culture as well.
I love that.
Yeah, we getting some a couple wild comments in here. Okay. I, I, I wanted to just touch on a point that kind of touched on each of you guys, but and I don't want to make this all about like artist etiquette and tips, but I think part of the relationship between media and the artist, a lot of times when there's that good rapport, and like you were saying, Trig, and even myself, I know we're very like approachable. Like you could find us in places. Proper XL, you guys are kind of guarded from that, which is dope. But it's like a lot of artists sometimes will just think they have an in with you all of the time. So like they're gonna text you at all times of the day, in the middle of the night. They're gonna expect the favors, and it's like, yo, like we're doing a business here or a platform. We can't just cater to specific things. Like there has to be some sort of professionalism within there. But then also at the same time, a lot of times people will get mad. Oh, how come you didn't talk about my new song or my new album? And like Eric was saying, we're small teams. We could only cover and see as much as we can. And look, there's 4 of us on here. So if one of us misses you, one of the other one might get you. If all 4 of us miss you, it's probably your fault. I'm just saying. So, maybe you need to do a better job. But like we can't all catch everything at the same time. But yeah, I wanted to throw that in there. All right, so what about this? Do you guys find that it's difficult to kind of be same team like this, but then at the same time, like we also have to be competitive with each other because we're each trying to hit like a different lane and we're all kind of fishing in the same audience here? Let's start with Jeremiah on that.
I think it is healthy competition. You know what I mean? You guys see what we do. We see what you guys do. We see what Proper Excel do. We're partners with Holy Culture, so shout out to Trick. So, but I think you see that, but you also see the same team. It's almost like a practice. You get what I'm saying? Like a team has a practice. It's the practice squad versus the starters and everybody doing their thing. But when it's time to go out in the world, we are one. And I think we have been getting there over the years, and I think now that we're there, and I kind of said this to, we had a group of artists in our studio last week, and I said, I think the reason why God is really trusting the artists of this generation more is because they're unified. And I feel like now the platforms are getting unified, and now it's the times where it's like, yo, I'm gonna call Trackstarz and see if I can do this with them. I'm calling Holy Coach. We collaborating with Proper Excel, or I'm collaborating with other people, other media conglomerates as well. And I think that's cool. I think that's great. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still one of those things where we need each other. When we see Rapzilla, I remember reaching out to you, the whole Today Show thing. I was like, Justin, you killed that, bro. That was crazy. I love that. Like, that was dope, man. I mean, we went back and forth online about that. And I think that's the thing that needs to happen more. Like, whoever gets that win. Like, I remember talking about Ruslan. I told Ruslan when he got the Tyrese joint, I was like, bro, you killed that, bro. That's dope. You know what I mean? Same thing with when the crew had Lecrae and they was excited. I retweeted and everything. So I think that's the thing, you know what I mean? And you got to look at it from a standpoint like, if they're winning, we're all winning. You know what I mean? You got to look at it that way. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that can be a blessing to the culture, you know what I mean? And the culture for Christian hip hop media, you know what I mean? So I think as long as the culture in itself, we see each other as, that's my guy, you know what I mean? You know, he may have this story, I may not have it. You know, they may have this exclusive, I may not have that exclusive, but I may have this exclusive and they may not, you know what I mean? And it just, I think it makes us better, you know what I mean, as one. So, but I think the unity we see right now in the culture of Christian hip hop is beautiful. And can it be better? Of course. I think more people can, you know, we can get more people on board and more people can feel the unity, and prayerfully more people, if they're not feeling it, they can get part of these situations to help them get in part of our community more. But I think the unity is better, and I look forward to everything Rapzilla does. Man, I mean, we do a line for line with you guys against Double XL for y'all freshmen versus their freshmen, and we're excited about that. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are
man.
dope. Yeah, it's somebody saying, "Oh, I got a new song in my bio." We're all busy right now. We can't post it. We're all on the live. No, I think it's so cool because we also all kind of have like different lanes that we focus on. So we're not exactly like tapping into like we're extracting things from the same space, but we're each doing it in our own way. And I think that's really refreshing too, that we're able to like have a friendly competition and be competitive and build the community and work together, but each add our own twist to it, which I think that's the good part of competition, where it's like saying, I'm seeing how they're doing it. How can I do it without biting them and doing it in a really cool way that makes us unique? And that's super dope because everybody wins. And I've been seeing that in the comments a lot too. You know, when one person wins, everyone wins, especially when the community is like somewhat small and tight knit like ours. Eric, what thoughts you have on that? And then we'll go to with you, Trig.
Let me say this, like I honestly and genuinely love like what everybody does. You get what I'm saying? And I really appreciate it. Um, like we don't do what everybody else does. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't have fancy cameras and we don't have this and that. But we've focused on what we focus on our strengths. You get what I'm saying? And we kind of just we're in that lane and just kind of focusing like that. But no, like I try to reach out to everybody. I think the only one that we haven't reached out to very much is Holy Culture. That's because we got a little bit of beef. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm, I'm
We got an
I
playing. I'm playing.
was
intervention
gonna say,
live.
do we?
This
I
is an
didn't know about that.
intervention. This is an intervention. Yeah, it's one of your radio hosts. You said you got a lot. It's one of them.
No, no,
One of them messed
no,
it up.
no, no, no. I
Bro.
love everybody. It's just we haven't had a lot of interaction, but I'm glad that we're here. And I, like I said, I really respect all of you guys. And I was just playing around. Um, but what was my point? Oh yeah, so I do my best to reach out to everybody, like Fast Break, the crew, Trackstarz. We've done some stuff with Rapzilla with Justin. Um, everybody, you know what I'm saying? I like I said, I really see the value, and I think that yeah, the way we're gonna push the culture forward is if we do it together. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to be cheesy. I hate to be cliche, but we literally are better together.
Yo, we're all the three of us are dads. Like you could be cheesy. We it's fine. Uh, did you finish your point, or you have more
Um,
to say?
that was it. That was it.
All right, Trig, what you got?
Why am I not seeing these comments you talked about, man? I'm not seeing anything. Um, but yeah, man. To answer your question, I don't focus on competition at all, bro. I just think we all do things that are, we're in the same space that needs to grow. We need to grow the pie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like for me, it's us that know the Lord and those that don't. Like that's the first place I think about any breaking points. And so for those who know the Lord, man, to take five fingers and form a fist is to me the wisest approach. You know what I mean? And so I like, sometimes you need meetings to all get on one accord and get aligned. I think we do a lot without having those meetings. Like there's signals we just send each other, or just like DJ Jeremiah said, we repost stuff, we reshare, we point out the differences because we all, while we're in the same space, quote unquote, in the media, we have different things that we do. Some visual, some audio, some written, etc. And so that's the first thing I think about. The second thing I think about, man, is for the longevity of the space, like it's incumbent upon all of us to like move intentionally to continue building for the space, right? And if we're turning into doing friendly fire, that's not going to happen. So I
yeah,
don't, I don't think about competition in this space, man.
yeah. Well, that's the kind of the convo you and I had on the phone the other day. And see, like Trig and I actually talked.
Yes, we do.
There's no beef. Not like Eric over here, but like just when I was talking to you, it was just like I would love to like pay attention to everything you're doing and take notes, but like we're all like so busy doing what we have to do. It's kind of like, okay, we're looking, okay, they did a thing, but like we can't like dive into that thing because we're all really busy doing
Yep.
our own things. And that's good. And that's good that we're actually busy enough to be able to do our own things without having to, like, look behind our backs all the time. And that's super dope. All right, I have one more question, and then I asked each of you to bring a question. So my last question, just speaking on the point of business, can you guys maybe speak into, operational costs? Like, a lot of people expect things to be done for free. There's people, there's time, there's resources, there's domains, fancy cameras that I don't have a fancy camera either, Eric, to pay for it. And I'm sure you've noticed if you watch my videos. But it's a little more than just a ministry. Like, people need to get paid for their time too, in a lot of instances. As Trig, you can start with this, because I know you're running a lot of.
You start with me, bro.
Because
Why?
you're most qualified to speak on this, probably more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know how to answer that one responsibly. Let me think. Well, look, it's upwards of six figures, man, to operate Holy Coach in this space, because we got we had a lease. We just got our own building, because we needed it to run a radio station. You got rack or two of equipment. You've got what the engineers call I remember when they said it to me, we needed to attach their lines to run the Sirius XM. They said, how you can be on a plane or be in coach, or how you get up to first class, or how you can actually get a private jet? Like, you need private jet lines. You need 4 of them, right? It's like, oh, okay, got you. So you just, you keep calculating the calculator and run it up, right? And licensing and all the stuff that's associated with it. So, I mean, it's a hefty cost, but it's a cost that I'm willing to bear, the organization is willing to bear, because we think it's good for the genre. We think it's good to spread the name of Jesus. I also think, I think you kind of asked this as well. I also think it can be good business,
Yes.
right? I wouldn't do it if it was just like, oh, we can do this and run on for years and have hat in hand forever. We're a ministry. We're a nonprofit. We have an advisory board that I think is important to have, that I can get counsel from on a regular basis. And what I would say to anyone in this space or that wants to enter the space is the same practices you've learned on your day job in terms of good governance and accountability and looking at metrics and key performance indicators and all those good things. Bring all that stuff here. Like, don't leave that behind. Bring it here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of times people kind of forget that too. Like, if someone's pouring 20, 30, 40 hours into doing something and buying material and equipment and paying for all these things, and then they're like, hey, it costs money to do something on our platform, or we offer advertising, or we offer whatever, and they're like, whoa, how dare you? And it's like, kind of like, no, like, how dare you? Like, like this, like, we don't come into your job, right?
Right.
And like, if you're work at a restaurant and you're the chef, you're not just opening your kitchen and slinging food out to people, unless you're a shelter, right? That does that, or like a pantry. But like, you should at least make what you're putting into it. And I know many people within this, and even the artists, like, if they even break even, that's exciting, and we should do better than that. Because you're putting in the hours of a job, you're putting in, and and it's impacting people too. So if that goes away, now you're losing a piece of that impact pie, essentially.
Absolutely.
Well, Eric, I'm interested about Excel, because you guys are still relatively new, and you guys are on social media. You don't have a website, right?
No, not yet.
I could
Not
be
yet.
wrong, but yeah. So
Not yet.
what about you guys? What do you have costs? Like, do you have advertising? Like, what's your deal with that?
Yeah, so let me just say that 6 figures is crazy. That's crazy. Like I said, we barely started out, and the only thing that we offer right now is just advertising for artists, but that's something that we don't advertise. We just have, people see what we're doing, artists see what we're doing, and they reach out. And like by God's grace, like, we've been able to really fill up our schedule, like up to a month out with, you know, with ads, which is with promos, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but everybody that like, so we do have a growing team, and I really value everybody's time and their energy and their effort. So like when people come on as a part of the team, I do want to be a blessing to them. And yeah, so we pay everybody, and that's something that, like I said, it's something that's new for us as a platform. But I do a lot of the work as well. So that really has, it's, I guess I'm saving money on that end, but it's really a full-time job. It's, it really is a full-time job for us. But I hope I answered your question. I don't think I did though.
Do you have a
Oh yeah.
full-time job outside
Yeah.
of
Oh yeah. I have a
yeah.
full-time job. I actually I'm a pet service. I work for a pet service company. I do all their marketing. So a
Okay.
lot of that I actually have applied to Proper Excel.
Perfect. Yeah. I think we've kind of all come from spaces where we can lend our expertise, right, to what we're doing. And then what we're doing is further giving us more expertise, to go to other places, right? It's like, oh, I built this page, I got us all this engagements and these impressions. And it's like, okay, cool. Now we can hire you to do marketing here. So like stewarding our platforms well, is really helpful to everything in life, you know. Um, all right. So what about from the Trackstarz side?
Yeah, it costs a lot. We ain't in no trig figures, but I
Trig
know
figure that.
we in them trig figures. We're not there, Trig. We're not there. Thank God.
You right
We're getting
behind me
there.
though. You right behind me, bro.
Yeah, we're close. We do have a full team that we meet with every Wednesday. We talk about stuff for our show, and they are a blessing to us, and everybody's volunteer, honestly. And the thing is, we have people that's all over the country. We have people get on a call on our time on the West Coast, you know what I mean, or in the Midwest, um, or even like Central Mountain. So we've had all those things. And we also see the need. I mean, like every time if you watch our show, the upgrades that we do, it costs money, honestly. And I know sometimes I'm seeing all the people in here. We have some good artists in here, and just know that those that if we're asking for something from you, it's not because we just want to do it and it's like you can't have it free or whatever. It really costs to do this. Like it costs to keep our website up. It costs to keep our film and our studio up. And we're in the place that we have it up. So that stuff costs. And we're just grateful, like to help artists out. And we understand that like certain artists gonna be like, man, this should be a ministry. You know what I mean? But it costs though. Like
Yeah.
it costs to run a ministry. It costs to run stuff. Now, are we saying we won't help you? Like if you if talk to us, or hey man, can you help me with this? Can you promote this? Or how does this work or whatever? I mean, we give you the information, but at the same time, we understand this is a business. Like, to help people in our space, to give them the excellence that they desire, it can't be free. You know what I'm saying? It could be free, but to us, excellence is one of those things where it may have to cost you something to do that. You know what I mean? So to recap real quick, we help people, but at the same time, it does cost, and our costly numbers is up there. But at the same time, man, we're grateful for our team. We're grateful for everybody on our team, people who work behind the scenes, our writers, our people who work, our switcher, different people that help the Trackstarz. It's so many people that, I mean, I know me, Ryan, and Sean, people see us and know who, the face of Trackstarz, but it's so many people behind the scenes that help us work and stuff like that. So we're truly grateful for them. So, but yeah, it costs to do this. It really does.
That was Jeremiah. Yeah, no, for real. Like we're putting a lot of time and a lot of money into this. You know, it's great. Like I said, just to be able to recoup things, and it's encouraging. I know last year when we almost had to shut Rapzilla down because of back end money that we lost because we couldn't operate as a site, and we paid people who messed the site up worse. The community got together and raised money for us, and you guys were all there, like sharing and helping and encouraging. That meant a lot to us. It's like and generally we don't ask money of our audiences, the viewer. So that's a new thing, and that also takes a lot to just be able to ask for help, right? Especially when you're the platform and people are usually looking at you. So it's tough, but we want to survive. Like, we want to be here. Yeah, these were all dope, valid points. So I hope everyone who's like watching this and in the comments or watches it later kind of gets a better understanding, because I know a lot of those conversations go around like, oh, all these platforms are just trying to take your money, as if we're all rolling in money, like we're complex, or like we're Scrooge, swimming in the big sea of coins. Like, that's not happening. It's not happening at all. It's not happening at all. All right, so let's open it up. Trig, what question did you bring to the table?
I would ask all of y'all, artists always looking for advice, man. Always looking for, what new best practice or new thing that we're seeing be successful. I would ask everybody to go around and, like, if you have one piece of advice you could give an artist right now, what is that? One piece that you think can make an impact for them.
All right. Well, you're moderating, so you pick who goes first now.
All right.
It's your question.
I'm gonna go with Proper Excel. I'll start with him.
I would say, like, as an artist, like, work to make yourself undeniable. You get what I'm saying? Like bring value before you ask for anything. You get what I'm saying? And that's something that I don't see a lot of artists like strive for, is like, because nobody could turn away something that's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be I would love to see that more in artists, is like to strive to just be undeniably dope. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. Good. DJ Jeremiah, what say you?
I think to help you said help the next artist, like help some questions from artists. Okay. I would say make sure your marketing game is on par. I think we're in a space where like I use this as an example. There's a few people that by Faith, Rapzilla, Proper Excel, I go and like search for new songs of the week, and I combine. I'm like, okay, I gotta listen to people and all that stuff. But it's so many songs, and if you don't have a rollout, you're just in a mix. So if I was an artist, I think about somebody like a Miles Minnick, right? Miles Minnick would do a rollout for every single he puts out. So even if it's something as simple as a contest, if it's something simple as asking one of your friends to help you with something, you know what I mean? Something simple just to get that noise of that single out to people, you know what I mean? So I would say research marketing, like research how to market your song so you can stand out. Because if you really don't market your song, you're just like everybody else that just put out songs. And us will have to really, unless we have a relationship with you, we're gonna have to, if you're a new artist, we're gonna have to dig to find you. And unless you do something marketing wise that get everybody's attention, like, yo, you seen what my man or what she just did? That's great. Yo, I like that song. I'm gonna put that on the playlist. Let me talk to that person. Let me I'm a press release. Let's get a press release. That's incredible. And I think that's something that people got to realize, that marketing will help you in the long run for your music. So that's just,
good.
my idea.
Good. It's good. All right, Justin, what about you?
Well, you know, I wrote a book about. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
Let's
No,
go. Let's
Survival of
go.
the Artist book.
Set you up. I set you up.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate you. No, but I really my biggest thing with artists is just be kind. Like just be kind and genuine. Because you could tell when someone's being fake right away too. You have people that are like overly super kind and just flooding because they're trying to get something from you. And I've had artists admit that to me, like, "Oh man, I followed you. I liked all your posts. You know, I tried to be your friend and you're still not putting me on." And I was like, "What?" And I did put them on. They missed it. But anyway, but like just like be kind, be genuine, be like make believe, and you're not even making believe, but like you're actually speaking to people. Like don't be entitled. You know, we don't all owe artists or people everything or anything. Anything that we give is bonus, especially if you're not paying for something, right? Like if you're not being charged to be put on a website or be placed somewhere, you can't get too mad at the person if they're not paying attention, right? 'Cause it's not like we're using you. So I'm just saying, just be kind, like work to genuinely build relationships with the outlets and even from artist to artist. Like that's how you kind of build in that community. You keep seeing somebody commenting and adding, going back to what Eric said, adding value to like conversations on social media or thoughts and ideas. Jeremiah, you're always posting like, what do you guys think of this? Like if you're constantly part of those conversations and adding value, even if I've never heard your music before, I recognize your name. So now I might see that email and say, oh, this is the guy that's always interacting with us, or this, you know, this is the girl that's always, you know, supporting and telling everyone they're doing a great job, you know, something like that. That makes us, even if the music's not that great, you see the potential in that person just because of who they are. So I think that's like a really important thing as well.
Can I add a little bit to
Yeah,
that?
go
No,
for it.
it's really when people are actually like nice. Like it's really I love what I do when people are nice. But sometimes I question what I'm doing when people act wild. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a joy to work with people who are genuinely nice.
200%. Like 200%. All right, Justin, who's next?
Well, do you want to answer the question too?
Um, yeah. So I would just say create your art in the time it takes to create your art. Don't be dictated by the algorithms. Like like let it happen the way it's supposed to happen, and don't be dictated by the algorithms because you know what, they're gonna change anyway, and you have no control over that.
Yeah.
So literally let it develop, and as a part of that, I would just say be cognizant that you have a wide ranging audience in CHH, that are listeners that are as old as me, maybe older, as well as young cats, and man, some of us really appreciate a story. You know what I mean? So in the mad dash of dropping song after song after song, take us on a journey with you. Help us understand the story. Bring us into your community, your tribe, your village, whatever you want to call it. That would be my advice.
Oh, Trig, let me add something off what you said about the algorithm, because that got me spinning now. Um, here's a good artist tip I would say. Like, if you're focusing on one platform and
Mm.
you're popping on one platform, and all of a sudden that platform's gone, like, what do you have? If your Instagram gets deleted or your TikTok gets taken down or Twitter finally goes away, I know it's been going away for like 5 years, and that's your biggest platform, what do you got?
Mm.
You didn't set any plans in place for you to succeed elsewhere. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, I guess would be the tip. All right, Jeremiah, what's your question?
All right, my question will be, it's kind of a two-part question. How can we help the next media companies that's coming up in this space
Mm.
behind us? And can you shout out one or two media companies that are in this space that people need to know about?
All right, since you're getting the feedback with yours, I'll moderate.
Okay.
All right, XL. You guys kind of fall into that category, but you were invited to this chat, so now you got to answer the question.
So ask it one more time, just real quickly.
It was what advice would you give to the next up and coming media company, right? And then shout out, one or two that are like on the rise.
Well, I actually made a list, right? Like, there's a lot of dope outlets. I love Fast Break. I love what everybody does. You know what I'm saying? That's why we did like that list,
Yeah.
because we really wanted to highlight what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? Fast Break. I love the crew. You know what I'm saying? I love Solo, CHH, and Bars and Beats. Like, what they bring to the table is just amazing to me, and that's why it's like I've been trying to work with Bars and Beats for a while, you know what I'm saying? But it's like he's kind of, I'm not sure what's going on, man. But my point is, it's like I wanna partner with these people because I want more people to actually hear the stories that they're telling. You get what I'm saying? And I get excited because they're just really dope. I love Bars and Beats. I love Sulo. Um, so it's like, yeah. So I try to bring as much attention as I can to them. You get what I'm saying? Um, but my advice to any outlet would be like, sometimes you just gotta focus on what you're doing and don't compare yourself to what other people are doing. Forget about who's supporting you and who's not supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget about that, man. Like, that's gonna discourage you. That's gonna stop you. Because I remember when we had like 800 followers, like we started from zero. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, and that's just, and we grew because I love Christian hip hop, but it's like we were identifying our brand, um, and we were consistent, and we didn't really care too much about like, oh well, this person's supporting us, this person is not. Nah, just add a value as a new platform, add a value, and so that would be my advice for any platforms.
Trig, you want to go
Yeah,
next?
I would double down on what he just said, man. Adding value. The other thing I would say is, follow your convictions and what you believe you're called to do. And if you're in a space where you're like, man, I'm called to do something in this space, media wise, but you're not sure, I would say talk to us, right, and have that inquisitive conversation around, man, the gaps that need to be filled. I mean, you've got people who have experienced time in this space. I think all of us probably have a roadmap of things we want to do, and just like we talked about 2 questions ago, we already strapped with expenses and whatnot, right? So, but like, it's, man, if we are talking again as the army of the Lord, it's like, what do y'all think? Like, if I'm going into space, invest my time, energy, money, etc., resources, what would you be going after? Like, I welcome those conversations, right? So we can just be better again as a collective.
Oh, and shout out some
Oh yeah,
paid media.
520 Collective. I think they have a niche and a focus. You know what I mean? Eric, Boston, and team. Yeah, 520.
Okay, dope. I'm gonna shout out Art Soul Radio. I saw them in here before. They've been around a minute. I remember even before I was with Rapzilla, I remember seeing them and communicating with that page. Also want to shout out to B Plus. I saw him in here before. He does amazing stuff. Jeremiah, you mentioned Josh, Dad by Faith, super consistent. I can't get the Rapzilla Friday post done without him. And Luke DiMarzio, my guy, Mr. Ear to the Streets. But yeah, for the next up and coming media outlet, I would say you just got to be consistent, because I see all these new pages all the time popping up and different people getting tagged. And you go on, 6 months, you're like, oh, what happened to that page? Or 8 months, what happened to that page? It's hard. It's really hard to be consistent, and it's really discouraging to not get encouraging results. And when your page isn't growing or blowing up, or it doesn't seem like anyone's paying attention, it gets hard out there. So don't be discouraged. And I would also say, if you're really interested, to Trig's point too, in doing media, you should try to be with someone in media first. like, and just learn and get some hands-on experience. Like, intern with Holy Culture, Trackstarz, Rapzilla, do some graphic design, or look for news posts with proper Excel. Like, just kind of get your hands dirty a little bit, and then have that preparation to, like, can I go and do this on my own, or do I want to join with someone and use my expertise to help that platform grow, and I can, shine, in doing that too. But yeah, it's hard. Be consistent, and then we all know that we can have 500 great comments, but that one comment that's in there that says, you suck, or you guys aren't as good as you used to be, and that derails your entire day, your entire week, and everything. And I see the crew must be mad because they ain't get invited on the live. I know the crew just came back. I know they were gone for a while, and I can only have 3 guests on here too. But if the crew is back, we can have another crew on here at some point. But yeah, what about you, Eric? Actually, no, Jeremiah. What's your advice first?
Literally tell them, like everybody keeps saying, you want to be here in the long run. You don't want to be here. You want to be a fly by night. I would highly recommend people, like you said, like if you feel like it's slow, try to get up on shows. You know what I mean? Try to get your name out there. I use us as an example. If you ever come to Atlanta and you want to be on our show, like, contact us so we can get people like, yo, you know what I mean? Because we've had a lot of people on our show doing what we do, helping them out and explaining their show, and people like, yo, I saw you on Trackstarz, yo, you know what I mean? So we try to help people in their journey, and I think that's what we all should do, honestly. We should help people in their journey and help them walk this thing out, you know what I'm saying? And so they don't, so when we decide to say, hey, okay, our time is up, or if God is like, okay, we need to go in another direction, we need to shift, we may need to go in this way, then we could pass the baton to somebody behind us. You know what I mean? I think that's to help this media thing grow. And then the 2 people I would say, of course, is Mitch Durrell. I know people know he's an artist, but he does very dope stuff with on his YouTube page of artists, all types of indie artists and stuff of that nature. And then I would talk another group is MMM Live, some nice young ladies, Mia and Misa, and they do incredible stuff here in Atlanta as well. And they've hosted a few events here in Atlanta as well, so they're pretty dope. And of course, like you said, I'm like Dad by Faith. That's my guy. I always call him my plug. He helps me find songs and stuff of that nature. So, but yeah, and then also CHH Promotions. They in the comments doing big things, and I met them at Flavor Fest. So just shout out to them, man. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh, all right, Eric. What's your question that you bring it to the table, and then you can moderate it.
Let me ask you guys this. Like, how important is like systems and processes when it comes to like social media?
What do you in terms of what though?
Like creating content. Like, do you guys have systems, processes that you guys repeat? I guess. Okay. So how do you guys create content? Like, do you guys have certain creators or?
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, well, at least for Rapzilla, our main content is the website. So like a news story, and then we take that news story and you flip that into different ways, right? So you're taking that, then you're making the graphic, and you post that on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, like the YouTube community. So that's 5 pieces of content you created off of 1 piece of content right there. And then you could flip that and then make a video about that piece of content. And then you upload that to Facebook Reel, Instagram Reel, TikTok, YouTube Short. So now you got another 5 pieces of content there. So now off of 1 piece of content, you've already made 10 pieces of content. And you just keep building and going with that. This is also, I guess, like an artist tip too, is when you put something out, it shouldn't just be one and done. Like, you have multiple social media platforms, you have multiple ways of getting stuff out. Like I said, we can do an article about it, then you post that article individually everywhere, then you make a video about that article, and then you post that video everywhere, and then you ask people in the comments, how do you feel about this? Then you do an article about their comments, then you make a video about that article. Like, you can keep going forever and keep recycling your own content and building engagement, and doing stuff. It takes a lot of work. So that's why I'm doing this interview on 2 hours of sleep. But yeah, that's kind of how we do it at Rapzilla, where it's like, how much can we squeeze out of like this one thing and make it worthwhile, right? Because you're spending all this time creating and doing it. Same thing for the artist. You're spending all this time creating this song, all this money that you're spending in the studio. You're buying the beat, you're doing the artwork, you're spending the time writing it, and then you make one Instagram reel and you're like, all right, I did good, I'm done. No, you're not done. Keep going. There's so many different ways that you can flip that piece of content. All right, that's my answer.
I love that. I love that, Trig.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of what Justin just said, but there's also her name's Avis. Avis is masterful at thinking through our social media and what gets created. I think both to Justin's point, what we post on the website and repurposing it for different things, as well as user generated content, right? And how we use that and collaborate with that, and then kind of keeping with our pillars of focus, like I was saying earlier, faith, arts, careers, and education, and we try to do pieces around those and plant them in the right places. And so yeah, it's very, very similar. Yeah.
Jeremiah?
We actually have a group of writers that could write about anything that deals with the faith, deals with, like, we have a young lady that writes, and she writes about relationships. You know, we have different people. So I think I would tell you, like, or anybody that has a team, like, let's say, you know, you have a team of 5 people. Ask those 5 people on your team, like, hey, what else you passionate about besides Christian hip hop, right? And how could we align your passion with Christian hip hop? So if somebody on your team that say, yo, man, I love, you know, DJing, right? So we say, okay, so can you be our DJ guy, and you write or you give us posts about, you know, DJing and what songs are the hottest songs or whatever, you know what I mean? And then somebody else could be like, you know, I'm a tech guy, or I'm a, you know, visual person, or I'm this. But the content could come from your team. And I think if you could give, and this is just anybody out there listening, if you can give your team like guiding points to do certain things, then you can kind of like open up your website to be even more than just Christian hip hop. You get what I'm saying? Like, so, and what I mean by that is Christian hip hop is always going to be the foundation, but then you can do other stuff about that, you know what I mean, other stuff that you can have people write about. You can have people have posts and stuff like that. You know, shout out to Crispy again. He does majority of our posts. The Funny Fridays things you see, that's a majority of him. Some stuff that, you know, like I said, we have writers on our team that they write about stuff. And then we have sometimes some people may say, hey, man, I saw something, I want to interview these people about this. And, you know, we have interviews on our page as well. So I just think you just have to, with your team, know their not their weakness, but know their strengths, and ask them to help use their strengths to help you with your page or help you with your website, and what else they can bring to the table, because I think that can help you grow as in your media. You know what I mean? Your media company could grow using your other gifts that you have besides just your love for Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
Love it. Back to you, Justin.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Trig. You were gonna.
I was just going to add real quick, because Jeremiah's going to get me in trouble, because I forgot to mention our writers too. So Jay on our team is a great writer and does a lot of the writing and recruiting of interns to help write. And to Jeremiah's point, really get people focused on, you know, writing in their area of passion. And so that's a huge one. And then the second thing is back to what I said earlier too, with having all the radio shows. taking excerpts, content, etc., from the shows and repurposing as well, right? And we have those magical moments doing a show, seeing what's going to fit and work on our various channels. And I would say, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of this stuff is test and learn too. Constantly looking at seeing what works thematically, what doesn't work, and can we rejigger it? And maybe it works on this platform or not, but that platform. I feel like that's an ever ongoing process.
Yeah, yeah. And I like what you said, Jeremiah, too, because that's kind of where we're trying to head, where it's just like, yeah, we cover Christian hip hop, but within the Christian hip hop community, there's people who like other things. Like people like sports, people like sneakers, people like video games and movies and TV shows. Like to act like those things don't exist within our space is a little crazy. So like we've kind of branched out and tried to cover that. And now I have to shout out my team. Thanks. But yeah, we have someone, our guy Witness, who's been looking at sneaker stuff and trying to be a plug for that. We have one of our newer guys named Q, who's been doing these artist devotional stuff that I don't know if you guys have seen the reels. We just had one with Not Clyde, where he takes like lyrics from the song and then he turns it into a devotional. We have other people who maybe they don't write, but they're always on top of the news and they're dropping links in the chat. It makes my job easy. I can't see everything. So like that whole team dynamic of delegating and having somebody who can fill a need here and there, so important, so important for a team. Wow, we've been on over an hour. This is the longest podcast so far. And we're the people who usually ask the questions and don't get to talk. So I'm gonna bring it to our final word, and I kind of want to go around to everybody. We'll start with Proper XL. Just what are your plans for the rest of the year? Like, what are you trying to accomplish in 2024?
So a big goal has been to grow our team. Like that's kind of always a thing, right? Is like I got to the point where it's like I can't continue to do this on my own. Um, I've seen the benefits of just working with other people and trusting people. Because there's a lot of people that do things like way better than me. So that's it right there. That's a goal, is to just grow our team because we want to be here in 5, 10 years. Like Rapzilla's been here for 20 years.
Holy
Holy
culture.
Culture,
Yeah.
how long? 20 years? That's crazy. Trackstarz has been here for, I know, at least 10 years.
18, right? 18?
Oh my goodness. So that's it right there, is we want to grow because we look up to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to be like a fly by night type of outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to be here in 5, 10, 15 years. However that's going to look. So and it comes with us just growing our team and just getting stronger in that area.
Hey man, real talk, you guys are off to a great start. You guys kind of put the battery in our back on Rapzilla, just seeing how you operate and like the excellence in your posting on Instagram made us step our game up too, because it was just like, yo, I'm just posting. I have no graphic design skill. You probably noticed that too on Instagram. But but it was just like, yo, I got to figure this thing out. I was just posting screenshots of articles, and people weren't reading them. You start doing graphics, you start adding videos in the mix and a lot more stuff, and it's like, people appreciate the quality. Sometimes you got to do the extra step, and the extra step hurts a lot because it takes a lot longer and it pushes you back a week or two at a time. But like you guys, Proper XL, like you guys are proper. Like you came in the game good. So I definitely appreciate you guys and the excellence you bring to the table.
Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome. Jeremiah, what's Trackstarz got for 2024?
Oh, yeah. We are still looking for people. If you want to intern with Trackstarz, if you want to join the team of Trackstarz, you can go to our website, Trackstarz.com. Interns, we are accredited, so you will get credit if you're in college and stuff like that. we also wants to continue to grow on YouTube, grow our YouTube channels, and continue to grow those. And then I think also just like seeing what we're doing, and like if people want, I guess, come aboard with us, you know what I mean? Just looking for interns, writers, you know what I mean? We're looking for more writers, people. And like you heard us, if you're watching this, if you heard us, it don't always have to be about Christian hip hop. Shout out to Crispy. Contact us at Trackstarz.com. You can go to that you can go to our website, or you can use that email if you're interested. And our team, like I said, our team grows, and we have people that we get together every Wednesday. I mean, Justin been on that call before. Every Wednesday where we get together and we help out with our show. So we're looking for show producers as well, editors, you know what I mean? So yeah, just just holler at us, and we get back at you.
Trig, Reese said you're ready to go to bed. Is that
Who
true?
said
Reese.
that? Who's Reese? Reese O'Shea?
Said you look like you're ready to go to bed. I know I am.
I
I know
love
I'm about to
that,
hang this up.
bro. I've been up since 5 o'clock. So two things, man. One, man, just lead more people to Christ and into community. You know, we really at the end of the last year we're focused on trying to figure out a way to do that more methodically and be able to track it. So we've established a great partnership, and now are trying to like kind of watch the analytics in terms of what drives people into getting saved, man, and getting into community and being a part of this journey that we have set up with our partner. And then the second thing is opening the doors for the office, man. We really want to, in May, we'll open up, I believe, the new studio location. And that way, when people come to the East Coast, they got a place they can come touch down, sit on the couch,
Awesome.
have conversations, and hang out at Holy Culture Radio. And, you know, kind of like I said before, like back in the day, we used to watch Big Tig in the Basement or Rap City. You know, we want to have a place where people feel like they can come hang out in the CHH space at our shop, you know. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's dope, man. Good luck with that. Blessings. If anyone wants to come hang out with me, you could sit in my son's room with me, which is my office, and you could play with his Spider-Man toys, and we could talk Christian hip hop. Yeah, I think the common denominator here too, and I saw someone else put it in the comments. It's like, hey, we're trying to get interns too. Yes, if we're in this space, we all need interns. We all need volunteers. We all need graphic designers and video editors and writers and people. We all need people. So pick anyone on here, and you know I'm sure we'll gladly accept you and take
we
you.
gotta get accredited now, like Trackstarz. And he said accredited. Like, oh shoot, we gotta get our game up once again. And shout out again.
Fill out some paperwork. You just gotta fill out the paperwork.
Exactly, right? You gotta do that paperwork. Proper Excel too. I just want to give you daps, man. Same as Justin did, man. Y'all, the professional approach, the graphics and everything. Beautiful job, man. Beautiful job.
Thank you so much, Trig.
All right, so I think that's it. I think we've done enough. I would love to do this again, but now I'm like conflicted too, because I should invite other groups up here, but I really like the three of y'all too. So maybe one of you guys, we can reconvene on one of your platforms. we can do that. I'll just throw that out there.
We may have to just StreamYard it and do it on another platform.
Yeah, maybe this is just the CHH Media Podcast. Maybe this becomes we take this show on the road. But yeah, you know, this is the 6th episode, so maybe this is every 6 episodes I'll kind of get like a group of people in here. Maybe there's an idea. I'm coming up with stuff on the fly, guys. I don't know if these are good ideas or not. You guys let me know. But I really appreciate. Oh, there we go. All right. I really appreciate all three of y'all's platforms and you guys, and just interacting with you all. Always A+ interactions. Everyone's super supportive. Rapzilla, that's called cross promotions. That's what I'm talking about. That, I think that was the energy you were trying to bring. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, and I appreciate everybody on here and feedback, throwing the hearts, throwing the comments. This has been the CHH-ish Podcast, episode 6. Right after we all get off, I'm going to re-upload it onto Instagram. Then I'll download it, edit it, put it on YouTube. We got the clips. I'm sure you guys will make clips out of stuff too. And then I'll invite y'all to be collabs on this, and you accept it if you want or not. But gentlemen, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I'm super excited you all said yes to this, and I thought this conversation was super dope.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you so much, Justin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeremiah.
All right, y'all.
Hey,
Blessings.
Thank you, man.
We won't talk.
Hey man, don't hate on my what's it, my anti iPhone. But I do want to big up the proper Excel, man. You know, being the new kid on the block and y'all killing it and y'all have good content and it looks good and it's quality. You're on the right foot. So shout out to that. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Your words mean so much to me. Thank you.
All right, my brothers.
Good night, y'all.
My brothers in mute that, man. All right, my brothers in media. Everyone have a good night. Much success for 2024, and everyone who's watching, thanks for joining. This will be re-uploaded, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.